let's just get into it. There's this guy on this YouTube thing called Dreamcast Guy. He thinks he's pretty smart. He made a video today that was titled, "Is the Xbox One a failure?" So this guy, Dreamcast Guy, I don't even know why he thinks he's qualified to talk about Xbox with a name like Dreamcast. That thing was a failure. Ha! This is his opinion. And in the end, he came to the conclusion that the Xbox One was a failure. Now, I don't think it was. Now, when I say I'm an Xbox fan, don't qualify me as a fanboy. See, I play on the Xbox, I play on the PlayStation, I play on Nintendo. He goes on to talk about in this video that Metacritic put out this report talking about how the Xbox One had no overall positively rated exclusives in 2018 with a little bit of a technicality. See, they wanted to point out the fact that because of Xbox's Play Anywhere initiative, they're saying that Xbox had no exclusives because all of the exclusives they put out last year could also be played on PC. And I think that's a really dangerous and disingenuous game of semantics that they're playing. That in fact, Forza Motorsport 4 was actually one of the most overall positively rated games to come out. A game that got nothing but positive reviews, that was rated at 92 on Metacritic, that is the best game, hands down, in its genre, and is an exclusive to Microsoft. And we can't even count that as Xbox having a exclusive that was rated overall positive this year. That's a bit of a no-go for me. Overall, that's a really weak position to take. Let's be honest about a couple of things. One, the Xbox One came out with really bad PR. Messaging was all over the place. No, this generation wasn't the best generation for Xbox, by far. And unfortunately, it's led to a lack of great exclusives for, Xbox. They have had some good exclusives. Tons of people who play State of Decay to this day. I play it every now and then. Sea of Thieves came out pretty bare bones, but has morphed over time. I mean, yeah, this generation has kind of been marred by games that came out very mediocre to subpar, and then over time through, a lot of these games as a service initiatives have revamped and made updates and add-ons that have brought those games to life. And unfortunately for some, it just wasn't enough in the beginning to keep them interested in those games, and so they kind of move on. Those games are still good, and they just don't get a lot of the credit they deserve. Was Xbox One a failure this generation? I can't say that. And bravo on PlayStation for selling 90 million PlayStation 4s. That is incredible. Sony, keep it up. However, what this generation did for Xbox was something really good for gamers. Again, in this video with Dreamcast Guy, he wanted to say that he was worried about Game Pass, but you have to understand that, what Xbox tried to do at the beginning of this generation when they announced the console, they were already kind of pushing for that all-digital future in games. And that future is coming. Whether we like it or not, we've seen the decline of sales and revenue at GameStops, which is insane considering how much money they make on their used game market. Fortnite is like the biggest game of last year. Like, as far as mass consumer appeal, a number of players, that was the biggest game last year, and it was a game you played on your phone or on your Switch or your PC, and you didn't buy a disc for that. The future of gaming is going to be digital, and with services like Game Pass and xCloud and PlayStation has PlayStation Now, and Google has Project Stream, with all these games and all these ways that we'll be playing games digitally, Xbox is kind of positioning themselves going forward. You might think their metric for engagement is crazy or whatnot. It's not really that crazy. That's really them explaining to investors that they are making money, because they lose money on consoles. So what does console sales really even matter? Like, honestly, what does it matter if you're explaining this to people who are wanting to know how you make money, and that's a metric where you lose money? Just because of console sales doesn't mean you're going to get that attach rate with your exclusives. Two more things before I go. One, people keep saying that Xbox needs to come out a year ahead of Sony like they did with 360 in order to beat Sony, and that's not the case. That's not why they won. It wasn't that they came out a year before the PlayStation 3 when they had the Xbox 360. It was the fact that they came out cheaper. Price is what drives a lot of consumers more so than anything. And because with price comes value. It's what are you getting for that price? And when you're getting a better product or a similar product for a cheaper price, why would you spend the higher amount? Sony would have caught up much sooner had their console not come out at outrageous prices. If it weren't for that, Xbox 360 wouldn't have had that lead for that long, and I truly believe that. And if you don't believe that, I don't know what to tell you. So no, they don't need to come out a year ahead. They need to come out at the same price or cheaper, with great strategy in their marketing, with a great lineup of games, with a roadmap going forward. They need to tell people, hey, listen, we got this great console here. There's rumors there are going to be 2 versions, so we got these great consoles here. We have these exclusives coming. We still have Game Pass. You're still getting games day one as they release from us. You're going to have xCloud and be able to play your games anywhere you want to. We're going to have backwards compatibility, even more backwards compatibility. And Xbox One will actually probably crush next generation. Competition is great, and it's Xbox being in second place this generation that made what Xbox has done, their strategy going forward, become that much greater. And right now with their cloud structure or infrastructure, Xbox is kind of the one to beat. So Sony's behind on that. PlayStation Now still isn't that great of a service. They need to find ways to build up their infrastructure on their cloud side and for streaming, and see where that goes from there. And lastly, before I go, please do me a big favor. I have a buddy named Jason. He, 1, does painting, and 2, he's got a gaming channel started himself. He is putting out tons of reviews on products, on arcade cabinets. He's doing podcasts. Essentially, I was in a podcast with him, or on his podcast, essentially last week. And he's getting his stuff together just like I am. You know, he's building up him a studio, and he's doing great, and he's doing a lot of stuff. He is like pounding the pavement with content. So please go subscribe to my boy Jason at Overthink Gaming on YouTube. I will post the link in the description, and go give him a follow. And right now he's doing a giveaway on his channel for anybody who's got a Nintendo Switch. He reviewed a couple of GameCube like controllers made by PDP and Hori, and I think another brand. I know he's giving 2 of those away. So if you go subscribe, find that video and comment on that video, you'll be entered in to win. I shouldn't be telling you this because I want to win one, but hey, I have to be fair. Fair is right. So anyway, yeah, go subscribe to my boy Jason. And if you like my video, please click like. Give me a comment. Let me know what you think about what I had to say. I don't plan on making a bunch of videos like where I just go calling people out, even though I disagree with so many people on a lot of their different perspectives. I just saw this video and I thought it just needed to be a response from me on this topic. But yes, please comment, like, if you like, share, and most of all, subscribe, please. And I'll try to continue making content myself if this goes well. So thank you all. Have a good night and keep gaming.